Welcome to Historic Coins Vault, the place where legendary coin series reveal their secrets. In this episode, we're breaking down the Wheat Penny series, uncovering rare dates, major varieties, and the fascinating history behind one of America's most cherished coin series. Stay tuned, this series is filled with pennies that can be worth far more than you'd expect. So on. Top 1. Today we are diving deep into the 1950 Wheat Penny coin. The 1950 issue carries a special charm, because hidden within this ordinary coin are rare varieties and unexpected minting mistakes that can transform a simple copper cent into a collector's treasure. Imagine the year 1950. America was moving into a new era after World War II, and the U.S. Mint continued producing the beloved Lincoln wheat design that had already become iconic across the nation. Millions of pennies rolled from the presses, most destined for grocery counters, gas stations, and everyday transactions. But not all of them emerged perfectly. A few carried unusual characteristics that would one day catch the attention of sharp-eyed collectors. One of the most intriguing features of the 1950 Wheat Penny is the possibility of double die errors. Doubling in the date, in the word Liberty, or even in the motto can instantly elevate a coin into a premium collectible. Under magnification, these doubled letters look bold, layered, and striking, almost as if the coin is whispering its story of how the mint's machinery slipped for just a moment. Another variety that makes 1950 pennies exciting is the repunched mint mark, often seen on coins struck in Denver. A repunched D might appear slightly north, south, or overlapping the original position, creating a distorted but fascinating appearance. These small mistakes are like fingerprints, unique, accidental marks that turn a common penny into something extraordinary. Then there are the dramatic die breaks, often called cut errors. These happen when a part of the die cracks or chips off, leaving a thick, raised blob of metal on the coin's rim or surface. Each cut is different in shape and size, which makes these coins not just rare but visually captivating. Collectors love them because they turn a simple penny into a piece of minting drama frozen in copper. You might also encounter strike-through errors from this year, where foreign material, grease, fiber, or even loose metal, interfered with the stamping process. These errors leave ghostly impressions or missing design details that make the coin feel mysterious and one of a kind, and of course, condition matters enormously. A 1950 Wheat Penny that has survived more than 70 years with its original color, sharp details, and full mint luster is already remarkable. Add any of the rare errors or varieties, and suddenly you've got a coin that sparks excitement in the heart of every collector. It's incredible to think that a coin once worth a single cent can rise to such heights, but history, rarity, and minting mistakes have the power to rewrite a coin's destiny. And among the most exceptional finds of the 1950 Wheat Penny series, one spectacular example, featuring rare characteristics and preserved in breathtaking condition, reached an astonishing value of $83,000. Top 2. The coin we are talking about, 1969 United States 5-cent coin. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary Jefferson nickel, the kind you'd expect to find in an old jar of loose change. But for collectors who know what to look for, the 1969 nickel hides secrets, surprises, and rare minting mistakes that have transformed some of these coins into incredible treasures. What makes this year so special is not just its age, but the combination of mint conditions, production stress, and rare errors that only appear in a tiny fraction of these nickels. During 1969, the U.S. Mint was still working hard to restore coin circulation after the shortages of the mid-1960s. Production was high, and machines were pushed to their limits. Whenever that happens, unusual errors start appearing, errors that today's collectors hunt like buried treasure. These rare mistakes can turn a coin worth 5 cents into a jaw-dropping collectible worth thousands. One of the most famous and exciting errors from this year is the doubled die. This happens when the die shifts during preparation, creating letters or numbers that look doubled. On the 1969 nickel, the most sought-after doubled die shows doubling on the date, the motto, or the word Liberty. When the doubling is bold enough to see without magnification, collectors know they're looking at something incredibly special. Another major rarity is the off-center strike. These are the coins that weren't properly aligned during the strike, leaving part of the design cut off and part of the blank planchet still showing. A dramatic off-center strike that still preserves the full date is like lightning in a bottle, scarce, visually striking, and highly valuable to collectors who love unusual mint errors. The 1969 nickel is also known for die cracks, cuts, and even retained die breaks. These occur when the die begins to wear or fracture, leaving raised lines or large lumps of metal on the finished coin. Some die cracks stretch dramatically across Jefferson's face or coat, creating eye-catching lines that make each coin completely unique. Cuds, where part of the die breaks away entirely, create bold metal blobs that instantly identify the coin as a rare mint error. These flaws aren't damage, they're natural mint-made quirks that make the coin far more desirable, but one of the most thrilling errors for this year is the wrong planchet strike. Imagine a Jefferson nickel struck on a blank meant for a dime, a cent, or even a foreign coin. The size or color is noticeably different, and the design may appear incomplete because the planchet wasn't the correct size. These wrong planchet errors can be astonishingly rare, and collectors pay huge premiums for them, and of course, condition matters. Most 1969 nickels have been circulating for decades. They've been dropped, scraped, weathered, and worn. But when a rare error coin appears in stunning mint state condition, the value skyrockets. A well-preserved strike with strong luster, razor-sharp details, and a dramatic error can command a price that shocks even experienced collectors. Among the handful of exceptional 1969 5-cent coins discovered over the years, one stood out above the rest. With its extraordinary condition and a spectacular minting error that made it unlike any ordinary nickel, this particular coin reached an astonishing value at auction. It sold for an unbelievable $83,000. Top 3. We are talking Abbey at the 1978 5-cent coin. The year 1978 was a busy production year for the U.S. Mint. Millions of nickels poured out of the machines, and whenever coin presses operate under tight schedules and heavy workloads, unusual errors start creeping in. That's where things get exciting, because rare mint errors are exactly what can transform a common nickel into a highly valuable collectible point. One of the most thrilling discoveries from this year is the dramatic off-center strike. Imagine pulling a nickel from your change and realizing the design isn't centered at all. Jefferson's portrait shifted to the edge, leaving part of the blank metal still exposed. Off-center errors between 10 and 70% are already desirable, but when the date remains visible, collectors know they've found something truly special. Another powerful rarity is the die clash. This happens when the hammer and anvil dies strike each other without a coin between them, imprinting ghostly outlines of the Monticello building onto Jefferson's face, or Jefferson's profile onto the reverse. A strong die clash is instantly eye-catching and makes the coin feel like a piece of minting history frozen in metal. There's also the famous double die variety. When the lettering on the motto, the year, or the words United States of America appears doubled, it means the die shifted during production. Some double dies are subtle, but the bold ones, the ones collectors dream about, can boost the coin's value dramatically. The sharpest examples are true showstoppers. Let's not forget misaligned dies, where one die strikes perfectly while the other shifts slightly, causing the design to lean or tilt. Or coins struck through grease or debris, leaving missing details that make the coin look faded or incomplete. These might look like flaws to the untrained eye, but to enthusiasts, they're clues that the mint machinery slipped for just a moment in a way that created a collectible treasure. Even more exciting are wrong planchet strikes. These are extremely rare and occur when a 1978 nickel is accidentally struck on a blank meant for a dime, a cent, or even a foreign coin. The coin may be smaller, lighter, or the design may extend over the edge of the metal. These errors are some of the most sought-after finds in the world of nickels, and of course, condition matters. A coin with sharp luster, untouched surfaces, and crisp details always commands higher value. Most 1978 nickels have been tossed in jars, rubbed in pockets, and worn down over decades. But when a rare error coin appears in stunning mint state condition, collectors pay unbelievable amounts. Among the incredible finds from 1978, one particular 5-cent coin stood out far beyond ordinary expectations. With its remarkable condition and a rare error that instantly set it apart from millions of others, this special coin reached an outstanding value at auction. It sold for an impressive $79,000. Top 4. We are talking about the humble 5-cent coin, the Jefferson nickel. It's small, ordinary, and so familiar that most people barely look at it. But the 1980 issue carries a world of secrets that only real collectors know how to appreciate. And today, we're going to explore exactly why this unassuming coin can become a powerful prize. Picture this: millions of nickels pouring out of the mint's presses, each one supposed to be identical, each one meant to slip into circulation unnoticed. But coin lovers know one simple truth: nothing in mass production is perfect. And when perfection slips, rarity appears. That is the heart of value, and the reason certain 1980 nickels are worth far more than anyone would expect. One of the most dramatic errors from this year is the off-center strike. Imagine holding a nickel where Jefferson's portrait slides dangerously toward the rim, leaving part of the blank metal untouched. The more off-center the strike, the more dramatic the appearance. And if the date remains visible, the coin becomes a literal prize waiting to be discovered. Another treasure is the double die variety. This happens when the die shifts slightly between impressions, causing the letters in Liberty, the date, or the inscriptions on Monticello to appear doubled. For collectors, that doubling is like a signal flare, an instant sign that the coin is special, rare, and worth closer inspection. Then there are die cracks. These small lines running across the surface of the coin come from aging or damaged dies. They look like tiny lightning bolts frozen into the metal, and depending on their location and clarity, they can significantly boost the coin's value. Strong die cracks or die breaks give the coin a rugged, dramatic appeal that collectors love. One of the most exciting possibilities is the wrong planchet strike. Imagine an American nickel mistakenly struck on a blank meant for a dime or even a coin from another country. The size is wrong, the weight is off, and the design stretches in unexpected ways. These are incredibly rare, and whenever they surface, they attract serious attention from experts. That we also must mention coins struck through grease. When machinery gets clogged, parts of the design simply fail to appear on the coin, leaving smooth, ghost-like areas. These mysterious, incomplete details might seem like flaws, but in the world of numismatics, they are valuable minting mistakes that turn ordinary coins into true collectibles. And of course, condition matters. A 1980 nickel that has survived more than 4 decades without scratches, without wear, and with brilliant luster is already rare. Combine that with an error or unusual feature, and you've got a coin that can shock even seasoned collectors. Among the astonishing discoveries from this year, one exceptional 1980 Jefferson nickel, featuring a powerful mint error and preserved in remarkable condition, reached a stunning value at auction. It sold for an extraordinary $76,000. Top 5. We are diving deep into the coin that looks so ordinary, so common, that millions of Americans handled it every single day without imagining that a few rare survivors from that year would turn into true collector treasures. But for coin lovers, the thrill is in the details, and the 2001 nickel has some fascinating details to uncover. Picture the year 2001. The United States Mint was producing coins at full speed, striking nickels for everyday transactions. Tens of millions rolled into circulation, but as always, not every coin came out exactly as planned. And when the mint makes a mistake, collectors win. Hidden among the countless coins of that year are a handful of extraordinary pieces that became far more desirable than anyone expected. Let's start with one of the most dramatic minting errors, the off-metal strike. This happens when a nickel's design accidentally lands on a planchet meant for a completely different coin. The size, weight, and thickness become unusual, and the design looks stretched or distorted. These oddities are so rare that every discovery becomes a headline in the numismatic world. Another exciting variety from 2001 is the off-center strike. Imagine pulling a coin from your pocket and noticing that Jefferson's portrait is shifted dramatically to one side, revealing a large blank curve of metal on the opposite edge. If the date remains intact and the off-center strike is severe, the value can skyrocket, but the surprises don't stop there. A number of 2001 nickels display die cracks and die breaks, those dramatic raised lines caused by worn or damaged dies. Some cracks appear like lightning streaks across Jefferson's face or around Monticello, giving the coin a unique and striking appearance. These natural mint mistakes are loved by collectors, because no two are exactly alike. Double die varieties are also known in this series. If you find doubling in the word Liberty, the date, or the inscriptions above Monticello, you may be holding a premium collectible. Doubling adds visual depth, like a shadow frozen in metal, and instantly increases a coin's desirability. Struck-through errors also add to the excitement. When grease, cloth fibers, or debris get between the die and the planchet, parts of the design appear faint, missing, or distorted. These unusual effects make the coin look mysterious, almost like a misprinted banknote, and collectors absolutely love these rare quirks. Of course, condition is everything. Most 2001 nickels have lived tough lives in cash registers, pockets, and vending machines. But the ones preserved in pristine condition, with full luster and sharp definition, already stand apart. Add just one rare error to that condition, and the coin becomes a standout treasure. And now for the moment every collector waits for. Among the rarest and most sought-after examples of the 2001 Jefferson nickel, one extraordinary piece, featuring a powerful error and exceptional preservation, stunned collectors when it reached a value of $74,000. That if you're passionate about coins and curious about what's hidden in your pocket change, make sure to like and subscribe. We post regular coin finds, value tips, and collecting guides. Join the adventure and grow your collection with us.